Guys dug in, did a better job taking the paint away, taking the rim away, and put them in some tough situations where they couldn't make shots.
Cam Jones, a couple turnovers late. He hadn't hit a three, had then to hit the one that gave you guys the ultimate lead in the end. What did you make of him pushing through the mistakes and the game he had as a starting point guard tonight?
He's undaunted. He's a confident kid. Strong family. He's had great coaching throughout his career, and he just plays. And he always keeps believing in himself. And he made the biggest shot of his life.
How do you see him take advice in coaching in a game like this where he is now tasked with leading units and being the starting point guard?
Well, tonight it was mostly about defense. And he was having some struggles early. Fourth quarter, he dug in and did a much better job of containing, and that was a big key.
Micah Potter played 4 and 5 tonight. What did you like about him toggling between those roles and the many key plays he made for you guys today?
Well, that's one reason he's on the team, is he's versatile. He can play both positions. He did a really good job last night. All at 5 last night against the Knicks. Tonight, he played both. And we were down, man. Walker was sick. We weren't sure if he was going to play. Then his back was tight before the game, and then he was very tired at the end. So I got him out of there. And, the game before the break, you want to get through it in one piece.
You gave Talon a lot of burn tonight. He had a productive game. How have you seen him develop to this point in the season, and what allowed you to leave him out there so much today?
Well, he's figuring out what being a professional basketball player is about. It's about being who you are all the time, regardless of make or miss. Just keep playing, just keep staying aggressive. And he did that. He made some enormous shots.
You've mentioned a couple of times this season that it's been a rough season at times. What do you want your guys to do during the All-Star break? Get away, focus, work on certain things. How do you want that to go?
Yeah, use the time wisely, enjoy their families, get to warm weather if they can. We'll see them Tuesday afternoon for practice at 4 o'clock. And then we'll have a practice the next day probably at 11. Then we'll fly to Washington, and we'll get right back into it. All this is going by super fast. As tough as it's been, it's been very enjoyable with this group. These guys are resilient. They respect one another. They respect the game. They play hard. They play for each other. It hasn't always been pretty, but last couple games have been very gratifying.